Hi, my name is Bryan Chun. I'm a licensed realtor with Keller Williams Group 1 right here in Reno, Nevada. And today we're going on to the next episode of our series in how to determine if you're ready to buy. Now, if you haven't seen our first episode, you should really take a look at it because it's going to be very helpful in giving you an overview. And in that overview, we interviewed Julie Millar, a branch manager for Summit Funding. She was so successful in helping people get into homes, helping them get qualified. She was promoted to branch manager. So she's our lead. She's our head person for finance. And she's there to help you get prepared by giving you a real good list of what you need to do to get ready to buy a house. Okay? So this is the second episode. And there were three things she mentioned, three things she said that were very important that all mortgage companies look at. It's your cash, how much cash you're bringing to the table, your credit, what your credit score is, credit history, and your income, how stable, how much debt do you have that you have actually committed to that income, and that's called the CCI. Now, today we're going to go over credit, your credit score and credit history. This is the easiest of the three to become successful at. Unfortunately, it's the most complex. And that's why getting someone like Julie Millar to help you make a list of what to do, get a GPS map on how to get there, is so important in getting it and helping you to get there quickly. And that way you're not wasting a lot of time doing things by trial and error. So we're going to go over the basics, the basic overview, just the tip of the whole iceberg of credit history and credit scores. Okay, and at the end you're going to see this really cool collage of interesting information that will help you with your credit score. And so be sure to stay with us all the way to the end. This video is broken up into three parts. First of all, we're going to dispel the myths about credit and credit scores. Number two, we're going to tell you what hurts your credit score. That's pretty easy to determine. And number three, we're going to share with you how to build your credit score. It's the best practices. So again, be sure to stay all the way to the end where we have that collage of great information. And you're going to get a lot out of this. Okay? So number one, myths. The first myth we want to dispel is that if you pay your utility bills, your regular monthly bills on time, your credit score will go up. Unfortunately, that's not true. The Nevada Energy, the Truckee Meadow Water Authority, the Dish Satellite Network, or Chase, the Charter Communicate, they do not report timely payment history to the credit bureaus. So it doesn't impact your credit score. Okay? That's myth number one we're going to dispel. Okay? Myth number two. In regards to to credit inquiries, when you want to know what your credit score is at, there's something called a soft credit inquiry and there's something called a hard credit inquiry. The soft credit inquiry is when you're just looking at your credit score and you're not going to do anything with that number, okay? You just basically, you're on Wells Fargo or Bank of America, there's a link there that says, how's my credit history, how's my credit score? Pops up a number, that doesn't affect your credit score, okay? Soft credit inquiry does not impact your credit score, okay? Number three myth we want to dispel is that when you have a checking account and you have a debit card, and that debit card has the Visa logo on it, that does not report timely payment or great balance or whatever have you to the credit companies, credit companies. So having that Visa card is not like having a real credit card, a Visa credit card, or a MasterCard credit, or American Express credit card. That will not help you, okay? And number four, having a checking account, having a savings account, having a overdraft account does not help with your credit score again, okay? These are important to remember because if you're thinking they're helping you, they're not taking you anywhere. So you really have to work on building your credit score by having credit accounts, okay? So that's the basic four. So let's move on to what reduces your credit score, okay? Now, unlike the utility bills that don't report timely history, they do report paying late. usually more than 30 days. You gotta look in terms and conditions. Sometimes it's a little different, but if you pay your, let's say, Nevada energy bill and you forget to pay it before the 30 days after due date, it will ding your credit. And some of these dings can be substantial. If you're a top tier 760 credit score, you could lose as much as 110 points for one violation. Okay? Due 2, it's going to be worse. Due 3 is going to be worse. Okay? So you got to keep in mind, don't make late payments. It doesn't help you. Okay? So that's number 1. You got to make your utility payments on time. Same thing with all of your credit cards and your installment loans. You got to make them on time. If you make them late, and especially 30 days or more late after due date, they're going to ding your credit. They're going to hit it hard. Okay, as well as you're going to have to pay late fees. Okay, no one likes to pay late fees. That's like paying extra money. On the other side of credit inquiries, you have the soft credit inquiry and you have the hard credit inquiry. Now, hard credit inquiry is when a bank goes in and you're applying for a credit card and they're going to look at your credit history and it's a hard inquiry, okay? That's going to ding you somewhere between 3 and 7 points, maybe 10 points. If you do it frequently and more often, it's going to hit it even harder. The point being is you get the points back. After about 60 days, maybe 90 days, you get the points back and it's just a temporary setback. But it's a necessary thing to do if you want to build your credit score, because with that, if you're approved for your credit card or your installment loan, you will start to begin to see your credit score go up. You make payments on time. You keep the balances low for credit cards. You maybe pay extra to get it paid off early on the installment loans. You're going to see your credit score after 60, 90 days, it's going to start to increase. And with time and multiple accounts, you're going to see it increase quickly. I recommend don't go too fast, because if you go too fast, you're gonna have a lot of balances. You're gonna have a lot of things to juggle. It's gonna be very difficult. Okay. High credit card balances will hurt you. Okay. The rule of thumb is 30%. So if you're approved for a $1,000 credit card, don't go over $300. If you start going over $300, it's gonna be considered a medium or high credit balance and account balance, and you're going to get dinged for that. Okay, so keep your balances low. When you get your credit card, just maybe buy a lunch. That's all you need to do. Buy a lunch, then pay it off the next month or before the due date, and you'll start to see your credit score go up. Okay, that's building great credit history, and that's the key to building a credit score. Okay, don't close your credit card accounts. Closing your credit card account will ding your credit card. Will ding your credit score, and that's gonna hurt. Okay. Last one. Accounts in collections or foreclosures or repossessions, where basically you give the item back because you don't want to make the payments anymore. That's bad. Okay, that shows the credit companies you're not managing your credit properly, and that's going to hurt you. So don't do that. Okay, keep your credit cards open, keep the balances low, and go forward from there. Now we're going to move on to building a credit score. Okay, how do you increase your credit score? And I'm going to share with you some tidbits, some best practices before we get into this that I have found has helped me a lot. And the first one is you want to do a lot of your banking with one particular organization. Like I go primarily with my accounts that I use, in and out money. I use Wells Fargo, and the reason being is they can do a retirement account for you. They can do a savings account. They can do a checking account or debit account, and they also can get you a credit card. And they can do all the things you need, and they look at that as one piece. When you're there, you can open your checking account first and savings account, and start to build some history with them. And then you go and you see the banker. He says, "Hey, what do you think about? I'd like to start building my credit score. What about a credit card? What do I need to do to get into a credit card?" And he will look at your account history and say, "Wow, good balances in there. Savings account is growing. You're not getting into any trouble with it. So it sounds like a good thing. Let me give it a try." Okay? But you're going to build a relationship with a financial institution. And when you get that account open, you want to open a savings account, and you want to save $1,000 as an emergency fund. Because let's face it, the car breaks down, children get sick, you get sick, stuff happens, and you need to have a little bit of buffer to take care of those emergencies. Always manage to keep $1,000 in the emergency fund. And with that, you want to keep about 3 months of wages in that account. So that way you can have a little buffer zone in case something happens. Maybe you have a disagreement at work or something, you need some time, reevaluate what you want to do. You'll have that money to do it. Okay, you'll have some money to live off of in the meantime. Okay, so 3 months of wages, $1,000 emergency fund, great to have in your savings account. Your checking account, you want to have automatic deposits to it, but I would recommend not doing automatic withdrawals. So in other words, don't let Nevada Energy take out the money automatically. That $150 ding at any time, I mean, when it's scheduled, it can get out of hand. You could misplan for it, go out and do shopping, all of a sudden that thing doesn't have the funds, and then you go overdraft. You go overdrawn. Okay? That's going to ding your credit too. Okay? So make sure you're in control. And what I do with my bills, I have a little stack right next to my printer here, and I'm at my computer almost every day, and I'll look at it and I say, oh, okay, let's take a look. And it's in chronological order. The one bill that needs to be paid soonest on this calendar is on top. So, oh, the next one needs to be paid on July 17th. Today's the 12th. So I said, yeah, probably in the window where I want to start looking at it, plan out your finances. You always keep it in chronological order so that way you can plan your finances and pay them on time. Don't let them do it automatic payment withdrawal because that gets in trouble. Okay, so that's a good practice. Now, when you're doing this thing with your credit accounts, you wanna try to set up some automatic savings, and we'll get more into that when we talk about down payments. Okay, but you really want to try to set up a program where you're going to be saving automatically every paycheck. Okay, and that's real important because that'll help you to kind of build a success plan to get to your home purchase, or whether the first purchase is a car, or whether the first purchase is whatever you need in your life. You'll be able to get there by building an automatic savings plan. Okay, let's see. Covered the myths, covered things that reduce your credit score. Oh, number one best thing to build your credit score. And end with this, we'll go into the collage of great practices, great information about credit. Okay, the number one way to build your credit score is to become an authorized signer on somebody's credit card that has excellent credit history. Okay, so in other words, I put my stepson on one of our credit cards, and that was a good thing to do because it attached the credit history from that credit card onto his account, and he now had all this good credit history, and that will help you too. So if you have brother, uncle, mom, dad, whatever have you, you will be able to get their credit history of that card on your account, and just do one thing: don't get the credit card. Just have you authorized, put on the account as an authorized signer. By doing that, that's all you need to do. You don't need to carry the card. You don't need to use the card. Just let them know, all I want is to be put on as an authorized signer. I don't want the card. You keep the cards, and that way I'll gain a lot in my credit score. Okay, and that will help you out tremendously. That's probably the number one fastest and biggest thing you can do. 60 days, 90 days, bam, your credit score is going to take off. Okay, or more importantly, your credit history will take off. Okay, that will show great credit, great credit history. Okay, my name is Bryan Chun. It's been a pleasure talking to you about credit scores. Again, Julie Millar is our finance expert, and if you want to meet with her, let me know. I'd be happy to make an appointment. I can come by, pick you up, we'll go down together. We can talk about it on the way to our office. There'll be some information she'll need. She'll need you to sign in some documents to make sure it's okay for her to go in and look at your credit scores and your credit history. And of course, you'll need to bring some documents. But super worth it because it's going to get you to a great credit score and pre-approval for a mortgage so much faster. Trying to go the long way and kind of fumble around. Okay. Again, my name is Bryan Chun. I'm a licensed realtor with Keller Williams Group 1 right here in Reno, Nevada. And I look forward to helping you with getting ready and getting approved to buy a home. Call me, text me, email me if you have any questions. Thank you very much and have a great day.